Beauty seekers, you're ready to make a sunscreen purchase. One bottle says mineral, one says clean, one says reef safe. They all look great. But here's the truth. The front of the bottle is marketing, and the part that actually matters is on the back in tiny print. Most of us never read. Today, Mrs. Sunscreen teaches us how to read a sunscreen bottle in seconds, and she shares the one number that decides whether that sunscreen is really protecting you or not. And at the very end, we'll share the full Beauty Seek Safe Scan, 4 simple questions to ask yourself about any sunscreen on a store shelf, online, or in your own cupboard. And if you can say yes to these 4 questions, you've got a sunscreen dedicated to protecting you. Miss one, and well, I'll put it back. Stay to the end so you never, ever buy sunscreen blind again. Mrs. Sunscreen, the FDA recognizes only 2 ingredients as safe and effective at protecting us from the sun. What are those, and why are they the only 2 that are approved?
The only 2 UV filters that the FDA has generally recognized as safe and effective, and it's an acronym that's GRASE on their website, is zinc and titanium. Those are the only 2 UV filters.
Very good. Very simple. There's no reason to think beyond that. Breelyn Vanleeuwen, who goes by Bree and is known as Mrs. Sunscreen, is the founder, CEO, and formulator of Daily Shade, a line she spent 4 years building around one ingredient. She's an adjunct professor in a physician associate program and the principal investigator on a skin health awareness grant that has trained over 400 professionals on sun safety. Bree, welcome back to Beauty Seek.
Thank you. I'm so excited to be here still. We've had so much fun already. This will be a fun 3rd episode.
There's so much to talk about. We could do a series of 20 of these, right?
Yeah, we could.
Here's what I've never checked on my sunscreen bottles until now, and that is the percentage of zinc printed right on the label. On a scale of 1 to 10, how much does that one number decide whether your sunscreen actually protects you?
It's huge in that decision. I would put that right up there with 8 or 9. We have to do a little bit more research in the other ingredients, but if you have a product that has a high percentage of zinc, titanium is also there. We don't formulate titanium, so I'm really focused on zinc, but you can include the word titanium in this conversation when I'm saying zinc. I like to include in my zinc-based sunscreens 20% or higher zinc. So our lotion for daily wear has 20% zinc. Our sport line will have a higher percentage of 25. Our stick has 25%. I mean, we're really pushing as far up as we can possibly go. The reason we didn't go higher than that is because they didn't allow it. They say you can only put 25% in and that's it. So we're at the top of what they allow us to include in our sunscreen formulations. There are products that will say mineral that will have 2% zinc, 1% zinc. There's no I don't know the actual minimums. I would assume it's 1% because I saw one yesterday that had 2% zinc and it said mineral all over the front of the bottle. And I thought, oh my gosh, what are we doing here? So yeah, the percentage of zinc is very important. I would say as a general rule of thumb, if it has less than 15%, even 15% is really pushing it. I've done formulation now and SPF testing for years, enough to tell you that if a product has less than 20%, I would be very suspicious. Less than 15, I wouldn't use it. But I would be very suspicious if it had less than 20% zinc.
Okay, so 20% is as high as you can go, and that is the number we should be shooting.
25 is as high as we can go. We did 20 in our daily wear because we didn't need it to hit an SPF any higher than 30. So we have 20% in our daily wear. Our sport lines have a higher percentage of 25. But if you have a sunscreen formulation that you're looking on the back in this active ingredients section, right below drug facts, it says active ingredients. It should be zinc oxide 15% or higher. Ideally 20% would be fantastic, and even higher for a sport or long wear moment. So our sport line has 25%.
Okay. Thank you. That is the one number we should be looking at. That's how much zinc should be in 15, maybe 20.
Bare minimum. Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
15% bare minimum. 20 would be ideal.
Okay. That's an important number we need to remember. 15. Actually, bare minimum and 20 is the number you'd like to be at for zinc.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. My friend got a really bad sunburn and she blamed it on expired sunscreen. And honestly, at the time, I was skeptical. I was like, how does a mineral expire? A scale of 1 to 10, how true is it that expired sunscreen can leave you unprotected?
10 out of 10. I wouldn't ever put an expired sunscreen on my skin now, knowing what I know in formulation. Though the ways that we formulate a product do have a lifetime stamp on them. They have a lifetime moment. And if you go past that, we will have efficacy issues. SPF numbers won't hit. There is degradation. There is breakdown. There is separation that will happen. So that expiration date is no joke. I would 100% stick to that.
Okay. I might have to apologize, my friend, but I didn't tell her I was dubious at the time.
Well, I mean, yeah, she could have. There's probably a lot of reasons why that occurred. Like reapplication is the number one reason people get sunburned, and they say I use my sunscreen, and then when you get into it, you're like, did you reapply? Well, no, I put it on in the morning, and I still got sunburned, and it's like, well, yeah, were you in the water? You should be reapplying your sunscreen. So there's probably a variety of reasons why that occurred, but expired sunscreen is not reliable.
Okay. Good. Okay. So expiration dates are legit. Okay.
Yeah.
Bree, I know this work. I can just feel it. It's so personal for you, and I know you're going through a family journey right now about the damage that the sun can cause. Would you be willing to share that with us?
Sure. Yeah. The reason that I started this company way back in the day is because I was working in reconstructive facial plastics as a PA, and I would see so many people come through trying to repair a preventative moment of having skin cancers removed. And now they're coming to see us, hoping that we can do something to make it look less obvious on their skin. We're trying to heal the scars. We're trying to put tissue back together in a better way so that they don't have to have reminders of the cancer that they went through. And what I realized at that time, especially when I was put on a research grant studying skin cancer prevention and awareness, was that the majority of sun damage for my family is happening so much earlier in the years of their life than I thought. So what finally clicked for me, and it didn't click till I was a mother of two, is that my children need sun protection even more than I do. And not that I don't need it, I'm very careful with myself, but my skin is a lot less vulnerable than my children's, who is brand new and it is still developing. And it's a different kind of situation when they're little. They're at much more of a risk to getting burned and damaged than we are even older. So it became imperative to me that my family, all of us, not just me, but my children and my husband, when I can force it on his skin, it's like running out the door and I'm slapping it on his face, right? That we all are being protected from the sun. But then what happened is when I was trying to use sunscreen on them every day, my daughter had a horrible reaction to a sunscreen that said mineral and babies. And it was targeted to moms purchasing sunscreen for babies. And I thought I was doing the right thing. And she broke out in an awful rash that required her to be put on a steroid for 2 weeks. And I had no idea that it was the sunscreen. I actually put it on her again because I didn't realize that's what had caused it. And she had the same horrible reaction. And it wasn't until that moment, even after someone who had been practicing medicine for over a decade, I didn't realize how important what we put on our skin, how important that is, right? I didn't realize that it mattered so much, but the skin is the largest organ of our entire body, and everything you put on it absorbs within minutes. And whether you want that absorbing or whether you don't, that's the question mark, is what kind of damage is this product doing that's absorbing into my body, and how much is it absorbing, and is it absorbing? Well, I've been negating that out of my family's home for the last several years. And it is a process. I've had to change and shift everything that we are using on a daily basis. And I'm not going to recommend that people go throw out their entire medicine cabinet and cosmetic cabinet. This is not helpful, and it's not a possibility. It's too expensive. But what I would recommend to people, and what I've been doing, is every time I run out of something, I try to choose a better, safer product the next time I buy it, because I'm going to be buying it anyway. I'm going to be purchasing hairspray, whether I buy one that's ideal for my family or not. I'm going to be spending money on it. So when I run out of what I already have, I reevaluate it and I say, is there a product that has better, cleaner ingredients for my family that I could use in place of this? And I've been doing that slowly but steadily over the course of the last few years. And it is a process. It is a journey. I'm on that. And yeah, I think you have to start somewhere. I started in sunscreen, but everyone could start with whatever it is they're using on a daily basis. That's what I would recommend is whatever product you're using on a daily, regular basis, start there. Don't start with your one-hit wonders that you're only using occasionally. That's not as beneficial as the daily products that you're choosing for your family. Toothpaste, deodorant, hairspray, shampoo, conditioner, sunscreen, lotion, right? Those are the daily products that we're encountering.
I had one of those horrible reactions from a deodorant. I just had to get one replacement one at one point and didn't have my normal organic one. And everywhere, all the way up to my lips were, kind
Oh,
of, it was shocking.
I'm so sorry.
And then, but the same thing happened. I think it was a few months later. I was like, oh, maybe it wasn't that. And I put just a little on. It
Yeah.
was.
It was. You learned the hard way. Yeah, we've all been there. And that angioedema where the tissue was expanding. And I mean, my daughter had that with the sunscreen. It broke my heart. Like she was retaining water. She was so swollen and had such a severe reaction that she was retaining water. She was puffy. I could see the water oozing out of her skin. Like it was just terrible. And then I did it to her a second time because I didn't know, didn't recognize, didn't realize. I thought it was something that she ate in the cake. I didn't even think about what it was, if it was something that I put on her skin or not. So it was a difficult lesson to learn. I'm glad I learned it early on in my parenting journey. And, my young twins are like the ideal case scenario because they've come after all of this learning. And my two oldest ones are the OGs who were exposed to a lot of things I wish they wouldn't have been. But here we are, it's a journey.
Exactly. But they're still young and under 18, right? When all of that. Yes. Mm-hmm. Perfect. Yeah. And thank you for sharing that journey because I think it's such a great example. We can do this. We probably won't go manufacture our own products, but but we can follow your lead.
Apps. We can get educated. We can choose the companies that we're purchasing from. We can demand to have safer, better products for our family with our wallet. That's how we choose. That's how companies learn what they can get away with and what they can't. We have to be a consumer that decides with their wallet. That's how we choose. So when you run out of, don't go out and buy everything again right now. But when you run out of it, do some research on that product and just take a few minutes and look it up on an app and do some research.
Exactly. No, I'm going to do it. And I'm going to include that app with the story on Beauty Seek here too.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing that, you're such a great example for us. And it's a real legit thing. I have a sister-in-law who's had to have much of her skin on her nose removed. Thankfully, the rest of her body is healthy, but I remember her husband saying, oh, I saw her in her bikini and she was, like back in the day. So she was a sun worshiper like many of us were as well. And so all of this, now I'm taking sun protection very seriously now, thanks to everything I've learned from you. And so here at Beauty Seek, we took everything that we think we could synthesize from your message to us, and we tried to whittle it down into 4 simple questions that can be asked before purchasing sun protection. And we'd love for you to give us your feedback. We're calling it the SAFE Sunscreen Scan.
Very exciting.
Let's run it by you and see what you say. Okay, so the Beauty Seek Safe Sunscreen Scan, S, stick to minerals.
Oh, I love that for me. Yes, approved. I love that for me.
Okay, great. We have to have one or both minerals, zinc or titanium. A, the amount of zinc. 20%, 15 minimum, 20% is
I would say let's stick to 20. I love 20. I think then we're in a safe zone. The odds of boosters being included is less. So 20. Let's stick with 20. I love it.
Okay, great. Okay, good. That's easy to remember. Now this one's kind of a compilation of a few. So we might have to drill down a bit. Free of junk, like the inactives, oxybenzone, butylacyl salicylate, and fragrance. It's kind of a gathering of a bunch of the free of junk.
Yeah. And that's the one that people fail the most often. So F can also be for fail because this is the spot that we don't take time to look in. And this is the spot that people get probably bamboozled the most in is the inactive ingredient deck. So I would really highly encourage people to look at everything that's in their sunscreen, not just the actives. You want to know everything that's in your sunscreen and make sure that it's a true mineral, which is a term that we use a lot at Daily Shade because we want people to understand there's a difference between just quote unquote mineral and people can slap it on a bottle and they can say, oh, ours is mineral when it really is a hybrid and it's a mixture of a lot of different chemical filters and has boosters in it and all the things. So that is, I would say, and all the other ingredients we talked about, the 1,700 banned ingredients in the EU, that's where you're going to find those, right? Is in the inactive ingredient deck. And that's where a lot of the harm and and issues actually come from is there. So I would say that F is the biggest fail and the part we should be paying a lot of attention to.
Will you share that app again one more time so everybody knows? Gosh,
Yes, the app is called Switch Natural. And again, I don't have any skin in this game. I don't have any ownership in it. I'm not getting paid to say this. It's an app that I really have found helpful for my family and I believe in. And I really love the person who created it. I've gotten to witness her go through. I've never met her in person. We've talked online just with me saying how much I enjoy her product and her supporting Daily Shade. It's been really nice to meet people who have similar thoughts as you, but I don't have any financial anything into this. It's just an app that has been very beneficial for our family. It's called Switch Natural. It is paid, but it's a small amount a year. It's not much and totally worth it so that you can decide on what are the safest choices for my family. And when you're in the grocery store, like I told you, you scan the actual ingredient deck. Like you take a picture of the whole backside of this drug fact panel, and it will scan it and tell you if it is considered truly clean and natural.
That sounds great. We should have her on Beauty Seek.
You should. Yeah, she's great.
Great. Founder of Switch Natural. We're coming for you.
Yeah, do it.
Okay. And then the last letter of SAFE is E, expiration.
Mm. Yeah, absolutely. I think that one speaks for itself. Do not use expired sunscreen. You have to purchase new sunscreen. It's not worth it.
Okay, great. Okay. Anything that you think we missed and we have to make this like safety or something?
I think it's great. I think SAFE is a fantastic acronym. It hits all the high points for us. The only other one that I thought of when I read it, and I don't know how to put a W in it, would be water resistance. A lot of sunscreens we assume are water resistant, but they are not designed for water. And I come across many of those, especially in the grocery store, especially in the natural category space, they're not water resistant because once you, from a formulation side, it's very difficult to make a product water resistant and elegant on the skin. It's a very difficult thing to do. So if they're not able to do it, they just don't make the claim and they don't test it for water resistance. They're just testing it for SPF. So if I would encourage people, if you're going out into an athletic moment where you're sweating or swimming, make sure that your sunscreen is water resistant.
Water resistant, so important. Okay, so
SAFE W.
I know.
Incorporate the W. I don't know.
Was safe?
Yeah. There we go. Was safe. That's it. Yeah. Or safer. You could just put resistant, and that would stand for water resistant. Maybe safer works.
Safer.
And then it could be that's better. And then it could be water resistant.
This is so great. Brie, okay, we
there it is.
It out. Let's re-edit. Let's redo this whole thing.
I actually love people hearing it in real time because this is really how I'm thinking about it. So I think that would incorporate pretty much all the high points that we need to.
Okay, perfect. And thank you for helping. I mean, you inspired it. So
wonderful.
It's co-owned. Brie, thank you so much for sharing your years of research and experience. I truly believe that the work that you are doing will help beauty seekers to take sun protection much more seriously for themselves and their children. We believe in you and we want you to succeed on your mission. You are a gift to beauty seekers who love the sun and want to love it more by protecting themselves. Thank you.
Oh, thank you for caring and thank you for spreading this information. It's very important. And it's not a sexy topic, it's not like one of those like really fascinating, sexy topics, but it deserves so much attention because it affects the way that we will age and our children, especially how they will age in the future, how we're aging and our health. That's so vital. So thank you for shedding light on it and talking about it and all the importance of it. I mean, skin cancer is the most common cancer in America. And it is the most preventable, which is just mind-boggling that the most common cancer out there could be prevented if we were just doing the right things and choosing the right products and making the right habits. So thank you for shedding light on it. It's a very important topic.
You're welcome. I didn't even know until speaking to you that skin cancer was the most prevalent cancer.
And most preventable. How crazy is that?
And let's not forget that. And the most preventable.
Yeah.
Beauty seekers, thank you for spending this time with us and Breelyn Vanleeuwen, Mrs. Sunscreen. She's the founder and formulator of Daily Shade, a mineral, meaning zinc-based sunscreen or titanium, but her product has zinc in it, designed to truly protect your skin without crossing into your bloodstream. Subscribe to Beauty Seek and reduce the odds that you'll ever buy a beauty product blind again.
Okay, so even the FDA did a study in 2020 that proved that these chemical sunscreens absorb into the bloodstream. They can last in your bloodstream from up to 21 days, and they could potentially be harmful. There's a lot of push to get these sunscreens on the market. If you look at what's actually sold, the majority of what is sold is sunscreen ingredients that are not considered generally recognized as safe and effective by the FDA.